We have some live breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The FBI secretly deployed 274 plainclothes FBI agents into the January 6th Capitol riots crowds, a fact that has been hidden for over 4.5 years until the current director, Kash Patel's team, turned over a 50-page after-action report to Congress that you see on your screen right here. Just a quick glimpse, and then I'm going to go through my trusty outline. I'm going to break this down in less than 2 pages, exactly what this 50-page report reveals. But just here's a quick glimpse. Agents lacked proper safety gear and clear identification. It's so funny and ironic now that these hypocrites are crying and demanding that ICE agents show identification when everything they do is hypocritical, everything they do is deceptive, everything they do is demonic. So agents lack proper safety gear and clear identification, risking misidentification by other law enforcement. One agent wrote, quote, "I wish you all would pay more attention to our safety than what type of masks we wear," end quote. Another wrote, quote, "We have been used as pawns in a political war," end quote. This is coming off the heels, I don't know if you heard this or not, live breaking news last night. Former FBI director, Mr. Walks on the Beach and seashell connoisseur, James Comey, has just been indicted for 2 counts, perjury and obstruction of justice, and he is in a huge panic. The Democrats are running out of hoaxes. The Democrats have resorted to violence, rhetoric, mayhem, and chaos, just like a wounded rat who's cornered, who has nothing left. It's the appropriate response from these people. We've got them right where we want them. I'm going to break down everything that's in this report. My fellow Americans, Nez Nation, January 6th was just another huge scam and hoax. I want to play this quick clip before we get into the notes. And by the way, stick around if you're interested. I always, in full transparency, give away all my notes for free. So if you want to figure out how to get that, stick around to the end. I'll tell you exactly how you can get these notes for free. But I want to show a quick clip of President Trump, who's at the Ryder Cup right now, because he's like, "I'm actually a good golfer, quite frankly, not a bad golfer, maybe even the greatest golfing president of all time," right? That's why we watch Professor Nez. He's the greatest. I love you, President Trump. Thank you so much. Here is a quick clip right here. I just want to play for you. This is Trump's reaction to Comey's indictment. Watch.
Well, we'll see, but it's a pretty easy case because, look, he lied. You saw my truth today. He lied. It was yes, no. He didn't say, well, in my opinion, he didn't do a lot of things that maybe he should have, but I don't think he could because he lied. That was a very important question that he was asked, and he wanted to be specific, but he didn't. The only thing that happened to him, he didn't think he'd get caught. That answer that he gave, that was a very important answer. And it was for him, it was a very good answer if he didn't get caught. But he got caught lying to Congress.
How is this not President Trump, are you worried now that the next time there's a Democratic president, they will indict your FBI director or people in your administration?
That's what they tried to do, right? They did it with me. For 4 years, they went after me. They went after me for 4 years, and that doesn't include the 4 great years that we had in the White House. So when I ran it from 2016 when we won, it began before I got to office. You know that. Wait a minute. Before I came to office, I started hearing rumors about Russia. I said, what the hell do I have to do with Russia? Nothing. And then it got worse and worse. And some of the fakers, not you, but some of the fake news picked it up and they loved it. And we went through a long time with that. And despite that, we had a great first term.
What a terrific answer from our president. 100. Are you worried that they're going to come after you? What do you think they've been doing to him for the past 10 years? Oh, it's just ridiculous. Okay, here is the breakdown of the 50-page action report. Here's President Trump's post. This is all in my notes, by the way. I'll tell you how you can get this for free. President Trump posting, wow, a radical left Democrat scam. The FBI bombshell, 274 agents. Here is my breakdown right here, and we're going to go get right into it right now. So Political double standard. Summer 2020. Remember the summer 2020? The riots that just destroyed and ravaged all of our great American cities versus January 6th. So FBI agents explicitly called out hypocrisy. There was no comparable This is all breakdown of the report. No comparable investigations, tip lines, or BOLOs after 2020 riots. Stores were looted, fires, 155 officers injured. Over what? A guy who overdosed on fentanyl, an actual convicted felon and criminal. Yet massive mobilization, manhunts, and resources were unleashed after J6. Remember the video with Nancy Pelosi? We should have taken responsibility. Yeah, it was all architected, folks. And wait till you see what I found out about AOC. I got some juicy insider info on AOC that's going to knock your socks off. Stick around. Agents admitted we were used as pawns. Why would they admit that? We were used as pawns in a political war, saying FBI leadership chose politics over neutrality. Aha! So it's interesting how they can claim that Trump incited an insurrection by just giving a speech saying, I'm here to fight for America, because the 2020 election was 1 billion% rigged. There is no way. I'm willing to liquidate my entire portfolio and bet that the vegetable in chief did not get 15 plus million more votes over the black messiah Obama in 2020. I'm willing to bet the entire farm. When I went to bed on that fateful day, election night 2020, and Trump was ahead in Wisconsin, Michigan, all the swing states, Georgia, North Carolina. And then the next day I hear cackling comma, you did it, Joe. None of them. I'll bet the entire farm. He was just there to, it's interesting. That's not violent rhetoric. Or this is violent rhetoric from Trump, but everything that they're saying that's actually getting ICE agents attacked, the political assassination of our dear friend Charlie Kirk, none of that is. That's just free speech. Jimmy Kimmel lying egregiously in front of hundreds of millions of people, that's just free speech. It's good enough for me, but not good enough for thee. The double standard and the hypocrites strike again. Why would they say they were used as pawns in a political war? They don't just say that randomly. Quote, our response, here's another quote. This is in the report, to the Capitol riots reeks of political bias. Number 2, I mean, this is just unreal. Chaotic command, no clear leadership. FBI agents reported no unity of command, multiple ASACs and SACs giving contradictory orders. Crisis response plan existed but was ignored or overridden because they wanted to create bedlam. They wanted their viral moment. They've been going after Trump for decades. Squads deployed in riot zones with no training, no riot gear, no legal authority guidance, effectively setting it up for the perfect failure in front of the entire world to see. Number 3, overreach and manufactured cases. Agents complained resources were wasted on, quote, misdemeanor trespassing charges, while leadership forced 24/7 shifts for weeks. Constitutional questions. Agents admitted they couldn't find. They admitted this, guys, and we never heard anything about it. This was all suppressed. The media didn't cover this. Agents admitted they couldn't find legal basis for FBI's role in prosecuting basic trespass. Arrest them all. I mean, so many arrests need to take place. Pelosi, Schumer, they all need to be arrested. AOC, mentally Ilhan Omar, all of them need to be arrested. Cast doubts on legitimacy. Quote, I am still trying to find that portion of the Constitution giving the FBI authority to do so, end quote. Number 4, ignored warnings, contradictory orders. Multiple agents said warnings and crisis plans were in place, but not used. Conflicting orders. Some squads told to hold back until 6 a.m. Why? Others were told to deploy immediately. That, ladies and gentlemen, that, my fellow Americans, makes zero sense. I'm not a military guy, but I can tell you just from experience talking to them, interviewing them. I've got family members. My grandfather fought in World War II. I can tell you this right now. You do not tell one squad to hold back and others to deploy immediately unless there's some really huge crisis of command, division in strategy, or it's architected chaos all by design. I'm going with the latter. Crisis notification sent, then rescinded mid-deployment. Why? Makes no sense. And for everything about this contradicts any sort of a justification for using. Not first they said it was 25, maybe 15, maybe 12. It turns out it was over 250. Can you believe that? Information and evidence mishandling, video and tip line chaos, duplicate reviews, missing context, images stripped from text. The FBI just doesn't, that doesn't just happen at one of the highest intelligent agencies in the entire world, let alone the nation. That seems very, 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 very suspect. Pipe bomb suspect images. I did a whole video on this months ago. FBI already had clearer pictures, but delayed releasing them, losing valuable time. Agents questioned whether this was incompetence or intentional stalling. I think we know the answer to that by now. Safety and a stage risk. FBI agents thrown into riot control with no riot control training or gear. No masks, helmets, shields. Are they inviting attacks? Are they inviting physical altercation? Are they inviting the cameras? I mean, it's almost, this is like a bad Hollywood play. This is Wag the Dog. If you're as old as I am, you remember that Barry Levinson film, Wag the Dog. This is personifies that 100%. Some reported being ordered to, quote, stand behind MPD, the Metro Police Department, as a show of force, not on operational mission. Makes no sense. Officers warned this created situations where deadly force could have been justified over something as small as a thrown brick. This is like Antifa at the highest level. Number 7, political cover. FBI's leadership's role. Agents openly questioned why their leadership chose J6 as a national FBI priority while dismissing other riots. One insider said, quote, "We are supposed to call balls and strikes, regardless of political pressure. Now, we can't even be trusted on the field," end quote. Wow, that just, to me, that just says it all. These poor pawns. He's only a pawn in their game. Thank you, Bobby. I mean, they were just pawns. These poor guys wondering what in the world is going on. Why was this happening to me? Why am I being called to do this? It makes no sense. These poor law enforcement officials being attacked by ICE too. It's just ridiculous how the Democrats have zero respect for law and order. Agents called for FBI leadership to, quote, be reevaluated in the strongest sense possible. Here's what I found out about Comey, socialist, haven't done a damn thing since she's been in Congress, AOC. Shortly after it actually happened, AOC told a story on Instagram where she said there was a banging on her door and she thought the rioters had made it to her office. But conservatives slammed her as her, guess what? Her office isn't even in the Capitol. However, liberals pointed out that there are tunnels that connect them. Here's the only problem, my fellow Americans. AOC's story, get this, took place an hour or so before the Capitol was actually breached. We all joked she must have had foreknowledge the riots were going to happen. After this report that has been disclosed by FBI Director Kash Patel, maybe it wasn't a joke. This is the most deceptive, treasonous, committing acts of sedition, violent, treasonous, monstrous terrorist group, cabal, in the history of our glorious republic. The Democrat Party of 2025 is the party of murder and mayhem, period. So let me get this straight. They lied about J6. They lied about Russiagate. The FBI, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, just came out with a huge, I did a whole video on it. Trump just said he's going to get, Obama is going to face justice. Should be happening very, very soon. Your boy Nez will keep you in the scoop. 10 years long. Russia collusion. Russia hoax. It has all now been exposed. And who was the architect? Who was the purveyor? It was the divider-in-chief, Obama. So they lied about Russiagate hoax. They lied about Hunter Biden's laptop not being a story. They lied about Joe Biden. I mean, I could show you countless hours of Democrats saying he's sharp as a tack. He's sharp as a tack. All this BS, he's not good. Corinna Jean-Pierre, I don't know what anybody's talking about. He's brilliant. I'm with them. It's sobering. He's so robust. Sharp as a tack. Kamala Harris, now, going on her pathetic book tour, proving to the entire world why she is wholly incompetent and why nobody likes her and why she lost. They lied about the election. They lied about the border. They said the border was under control. Biden actually said the border is secure. Kamala actually said, I visited the border. She never visited the border. The Border Patrol Union even confirmed that. They lied about who was coming into our country. They lied about the Ukrainian war. I could go on and on and on. One thing is capital T true. They lie a lot. My catchphrase, when trees breathe, oxygen is released. When a Democrat breathes, raw sewage pollutes the air. Lies pollute the air. I mean, that's true. And now they're still ratcheting up the violent rhetoric towards our hard-working law enforcement officials, lying about how they're sweeping up brown and black people off the streets, legal immigrants. They're going after the hard workers. They're going after people just because based on color, and they're putting them in unmarked vans, terrifying men and masking themselves without any idea. It clearly says ICE. It clearly says police. And they clearly know that that's all duplicitous and untrue. So what have they told the truth about? The question remains, not are they liars? Are they hypocrites? Are they the most deceptive, treasonous acts of sedition monsters this republic has ever faced? What have they told the truth about? The media's lied. Every single Democrat has lied. Obama, their divider-in-chief, has lied. Their higher-ups, their minions, their captains, their soldiers, their pawns, every one of them has lied. Trump was right about everything. I can't wait to get your comments on this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you want a copy of my notes for free, the link to do so, all you got to do is click on that link and get it, is in the pinned comment, also in the description down below. Please tap that thumbs up if you love America. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us out immeasurably. Share this with everybody you know. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. I always keep you posted. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.